making sure this is working, getting everything set up. So this is kind of like an impromptu live stream. I want to thank everybody kicking the stream off for the 1,000 subscribers. I actually never expected this channel to ever get to 1,000 subscribers. So what I'm going to do for 1 second is I'm going to check making sure the stream's working perfectly and everything. So give me 1 second. I'll just double check on my phone, see the routing works. So let's see. All right. Sounds good. Sometimes with YouTube, live streaming can get kind of weird. So this is kind of like an impromptu one. So the thing is, when you crack over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, you get something called the community tab. And what the community tab means is that you're able to basically like text your subscribers in a sense. I guess that's the best way to word it. And so I wanted to do that. I wanted to be like, okay, just cracked over 1,000 subscribers. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to be doing this live stream so people can kind of plan for it, right? That's the best thing that comes with doing live streams. But I still have not gotten the community tab. I don't know what's taking YouTube so long. So I have basically a bunch of questions I've gotten from a bunch of new subscribers about like music production, this channel, the free VST plugins, all that kind of stuff. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm going to be doing, so in this video, honestly, what I want to say is that this is basically an FAQ for everybody. I'm going to be answering, again, I already have a bunch of pre-written questions that I've gotten from comments, but if you have any questions, feel free to post them, right? If there's anything you want to ask me about, like learning music production, this channel's history, basically anything that you have about making music, I kind of want to do this like live, kind of like an impromptu live stream. I was going to film a bunch of videos today, but I was like, you know what? I've been wanting to do this kind of 1,000 subscriber special for a while, because when I cracked over 100 subscribers, I was just kind of like, oh, thank you. And that was it. So I was like, I want to do a video. Kind of adjust this actually a little bit. I want to do like a video that at least gives more value to people. Especially because obviously 1,000 is a big number. Once I reach 4,000 watch hours, this channel will be monetizable on YouTube, which means I can make money off it, which actually will allow me to, I think, make better content, and just be able to pump out more videos. Because obviously I started this channel a long time ago to help, to help musicians. Because I remember years ago, there's actually one of the main questions I've been getting. Again, I have a huge list right here. One of the big questions I've gotten actually is, so when it comes to 4,000 hours, I'm at roughly about 3,200. So I have roughly about 800-ish watch hours left. I'd say on this channel right now, I average about 100 to 200 watch hours a day. So which means I'd say within the week, give or take, yeah. So it's pretty great because I started this, I think, I actually wrote it down. It's written down somewhere, but I think it was November, 20, shoot, I did write this down somewhere. I think it was November 26th was my first upload. And I haven't really been promoting this channel. Like a lot, actually 100% of the traffic is all organic. So all the traffic, the views, the hits, all that kind of stuff is all organic on this channel. So I would say it's going to take roughly about 5 months. It took me less than 5 months to get 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, 2019. So, which is crazy to think that I'll probably get the monetization thing in 5 months, which is cool. I will say, in case you didn't know, I do have, hey, what's up? I do have another channel called Mark Ferchero. That is my main one. So I have been on YouTube for years now. So I know like SEO. I know how to make videos, all that kind of stuff that comes into, yeah, it's crazy. So I will say like the one thing I'm glad I did, because on my Mark Ferchero channel, my main one, that one has roughly about 25,000 subscribers, a little bit less than that. And there's a lot of things I learned about YouTube when doing that channel. And the biggest thing I learned was to make a channel that's about one niche. Like my Mark Ferchero channel had so many different videos about everything, anything you could think of. I probably did a video on because I'm into a lot of different things naturally. And I realized that actually hurt me a lot. And so I decided to basically break that channel up. And I was like, you know what? I actually want to create a channel that's just about free VST plugins, because I remember years ago, the first ever free VST, how did you get so much? So I could talk about actually YouTube SEO. I am planning on doing a video about that, because I think a lot of musicians overlook YouTube. They think it's just for like vloggers or like clickbait. I'm telling you, like YouTube's actually been paying my bills for the past 4 years, because of my other channel, Mark Vachiro. That one obviously has been making money for years now. And then I actually have other YouTube channels that I've started. I actually have 4 right now currently. And it's great for musicians because YouTube's the #1 entertainment search engine. So, okay, in terms of how to get a lot of subscribers on YouTube, the biggest thing I can suggest is what are topics that people are searching for already that you can get traffic from. So what I realized when it comes to a lot of free VST plugins, if you think about it like me, like I made this channel for musicians coming from a musician, right? Like I'm a musician, obviously. So I actually use, like I said, a lot of these free VST plugins. So I remember looking at analytics and everything, and I realized, wow, there's a lot of people searching for these plugins because they want to see, how does this sound? How does this piano sound? Is this saxophone really that good? Is this plugin even worth it? Or is it just kind of a dumb plugin that you're not really going to use? So I realized a lot of people were searching for things like that. So I decided, okay, why not make a channel that's just geared towards that, right? So the biggest thing I suggest for a lot of people is, what are things that people are searching for anyway? So a big question is, whatever niche you're, you know a lot in, right? Whether it's fitness or something with music or something with entertainment, whatever the case is, think of like what are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 questions beginners might have. And then start making videos about that. So like educational how-tos, because if you think about it, and this is what I realized for this channel, I think the reason why this channel got big so fast is because every video I made, I was like, I know people are searching for this anyway. I know people are already searching for, you know, I know we talked about Synth One, you know, we talked about Synth One or the UHE plugins or the Sonatina orchestra set and all those plugins, or the Brazilian Studio set, or all these, you know, there's so many previously plugins out there. I mean, there's hundreds, if not thousands. And so I realized so many people are searching for these already. So as long as I can get some of that traffic, that will help. Oh yeah, no problem. Honestly, the first plugin I remember getting was the Vox and Go MSCD. There's actually the first one, the mid-side plugin from Vox and Go. And I remember my friend told me to get it. And I was like, dude, at the time, I was like, I can't afford anything. Doesn't matter how cheap it is. I was like, I'm a starving musician, you know, the definition of it. And I remember being like, he's like, no, it's free. And that blew my mind. I remember years ago, I think this was 2015, and it blew my mind. I was like, wow, they're free plugins. They're actually good. They're actually like legitimately good. Sometimes even better than paid ones, actually. And I was like, why don't more musicians know about this? And then that kind of stemmed the idea of this channel. And the funny thing is, this channel is very, very niche because I'm going from like music to then music production, making music and music plugins, music software, free VST plugins, right? So it's a very, very specific niche. So I wasn't even sure if there was like a big enough market for it. And in addition to, a lot of musicians, surprisingly, don't even know what a VST is. You know, music producers, obviously everyone does, but I didn't really know what a VST was. I knew what plugins were, but not the term VST until about like a year making music, because I was like, oh yeah, it's a plugin, it's whatever. But in terms of hearing the term VST get thrown around a lot, then I was like, oh, VST and plugins are synonymous. They're actually the same thing. You know, they're not different things. And so, yeah, so let's see. Oh, nice. So I'm actually, so in terms of checking out music, I actually want to do, I know a lot of musicians have done this. I'm thinking about doing, I know like Jaws, the electronic music producer and DJ, calls it demo roulette or something like that. I want to actually do something where I actually listen to people's music and critique it. That's been a big, big thing I've been asked, actually. I think I wrote that down somewhere here. Because when it comes to also this channel, I do want to do a blend of the plugins, you know, in terms of reviewing all these free VST plugins, but then also to doing, you know, some music production tutorials, because at least to me, and granted, you guys, you can tell me what you think, actually, because this is something I've been toying about. I do want to do a poll, but again, like I said in the beginning of the stream, I'm actually waiting for the community tab. So once you crack over 1,000 subscribers, you can get a community tab on YouTube, but it takes sometimes a week to a month to get the community tab. It's just one of those weird things. It takes a while for some reason. But one big thing I'm thinking about this channel is, at least to me, I think that posting free VST plugin reviews every day might get a little bit boring, right? After a while, I think you'd be like, okay, here's another plugin to review, because I feel like music production tutorials are like bingeable. You might want to watch a bunch of them in a row, at least to me, and you can let me know what you think. I feel like that I couldn't, or at least to me personally, I don't think I could watch a bunch of free VST plugin reviews in a row. I could maybe watch one or two, but I couldn't watch a bunch of them, right? I think after a while, if I kept getting notifications on my phone of another review, another review, another review, I'd be like, okay, you know what? I already have enough plugins. Let me spend some time with the ones I have. Then I'll go to those. So that's right for this channel. As you've probably been noticed, I've been alternating between a free VST plugin review. So I review a free plugin. then I do like a music production tutorial or something about music marketing, music distribution. Today I just uploaded a few hours ago an unboxing video of the Blue Snowball Ice, which is like a decent microphone. So if you're looking for one, actually, it's not bad. So that's what I want to do, is kind of alternate between the free plugin reviews and more music production related stuff. Well, thanks, Cyberonx. I appreciate that. Yeah, honestly, if you guys have any questions, feel free to post them. Thanks for stopping by. Honestly, I do wish, again, for the community tab, I wish I could have told people in advance, being like, hey, in a few days, I'm doing this live stream. But at this point, I was like, okay, I just cracked over 1,000 subscribers. I think it was on Friday I did. So it's already been a few days. And then I was like, the community tab is going to appear whenever. I might as well just do this impromptu. Might as well just hit record or live stream or whatever on YouTube. And yeah, kind of go from there. So again, I do have all these questions. These are a bunch of them that everyone submitted, actually, in terms of comments. Just been kind of reviewing them. But if you do have any questions about this channel, let me know. Network with the community at all. So I haven't, what do you mean exactly? Make music. Let's see if I can go to your, oh, okay. So actually this is all from search, 100% from search. I've done nothing with, communities or anything like that. Honestly, this is all from organic traffic, which is kind of interesting because, like I said, my other channel, Mark Pachero, has 25,000 subscribers. And I think a lot of people have thought, well, maybe you utilize that, channel to promote this one. And actually, I haven't really done anything with that one. Can you make about? Okay, yeah, I'll do some. I will do a bunch of since actually I have a lot coming up. I've noticed, interestingly, because I have basically 5 different categories of VST plugins or free VST plugins. It's instruments, synths, effects, percussion, and miscellaneous. Miscellaneous being kind of whatever the plugin falls into. I've noticed that actually the synthesizers and the instruments have been the most popular by far, minus a couple other random ones here and there. I've noticed those 2 categories, so I'm planning on doing a lot more synthesizer reviews and instrument reviews. I think because that makes sense. I mean, if you're making music, percussion is kind of whatever. Effects, a lot of people use. Like for me, I actually prefer the stock Reverb in Ableton to any other plugin. I actually just only use Reverb from Ableton. So I think effects are kind of, a lot of programs have built-in effects. But having a really good synthesizer and a really good instrument is key, because obviously those are the things that actually make the sounds, for lack of a better word, in the songs. So I think that's why I think those have gotten so popular. And especially too, I think a lot of synthesizers are actually expensive, To the RC20. I actually haven't heard. So what's interesting actually is kind of cool about this channel is there's so many plugins out there that I haven't even heard of actually until I started making this, because a lot of people have been suggesting them. I actually haven't heard. What's the RC20? I'm just going to Google this real quick. Retro color. So it's like chorus and space effects. Retro color vintage effect. You know what? So is it like a saturator? Let's see. So it seems like a tube or saturator. Off the top of my head, make stuff sound like samples. Off the top of my head, I would say, well, there's, I'll look into that, because when things like that, actually, if I'm going for like a vintage feel or something along those lines, I actually find it depends on what I'm going for, because sometimes it's not necessarily getting a plugin that does it, but it's a different plugin that you kind of twist around. For example, for me, I've actually used like a guitar amp, the stock one in Ableton, as almost like a tube, as opposed to I've actually used like a guitar amp on a vocal, which is not meant to be done, but it can work out well, Now I'm gonna do this. I'm actually throwing my AC. It's kind of hot in here right now, so I'm just gonna throw this on. See if that works. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of hot in here for some reason. I mean, it is middle of April, so. But if I use DistroKid to upload to Spotify, can I take the song down and re-upload? Yes, you can. One big thing I will say, I am going to be uploading a lot more DistroKid tutorials, actually. I have a lot of videos about DistroKid, because that is the main music. One second. This AC sometimes gets a little weird. You gonna work? Oh, there we go. You may hear the AC in the background, but So when it comes to DistroKid, that is actually the main platform that I use to upload all my music. You know, if I've done a bunch of videos about them actually in the past, and I'm going to be uploading a lot of those on this channel. And honestly, like that's the best way to go. So when it comes to uploading on DistroKid, here's my best advice. One is that yes, you can take it down off Spotify and upload it on under like another artist's name. But my biggest suggestion is, and this is something that even happened with me, which is kind of annoying, is you can remove songs from stores, but sometimes it isn't perfect. I mean, I have songs I uploaded years ago that I took down that for some reason I still find them on like random weird sites because other people uploaded them, or for some reason the DistroKid re-uploader just didn't work correctly. Like, so things like that can happen. And actually, it is super, super frustrating, being honest. So that's one thing I would say is if you are uploading on DistroKid, make sure that you're very, very specific. And yeah, it's a bit of a hassle. Just like removing songs. But yes, Ueasy can do that. Just keep in mind though that if you do have the musician's account on DistroKid, if you do upload and you try to re-upload under a different artist's name, I'd say honestly, I don't think there's any set time limit. I think you can honestly remove it and then re-upload it almost right away. I'd give it a few days, a few business days. And especially right now with everything that's going on, it might actually take a little bit longer. So that is one thing you want to keep in mind. It actually might take a little bit longer for things to be removed and added on, because I know DistroKid is backed up. I mean, for me, I added my newest release, Enamorase, I think took about a week to 2 weeks to be on Spotify, and usually happens way faster than that. So I'd say wait maybe like, I don't know what your time schedule is like, but I'd say wait a week. Like remove it, make sure on DistroKid it says, okay, we're removing this from stores. Maybe wait, I don't know, maybe 3 to 5 business days, a week, whatever, and then re-upload under the new artist name, and then I think that should be okay. And then that'll be good, you know. But also, yeah, like I said to everyone, DistroKid is basically the best way to go when it comes to any releases, any type of music releases or anything. I mean, I'm telling you, it is amazing. I uploaded with them on like, I think it was in March of 2015. So I was actually one of the first early adapters actually of it. Just happened to stumble upon it. One of my friends suggested it. Did some research. And I was like, oh, you know what? This one seems fine. Seems a little bit better than CD Baby. I like the business model a little bit better. Turns out, you know, luckily in terms of the roll of the dice, happened to pick the right one in terms of all the music distributors out there, and been with them ever since. I think I'm one of the biggest referrers too, because I refer a lot of people. You know, if you use my code, you get a 7% discount. So it kind of helps other musicians out there. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, if you have any other questions about like DistroKid, music production, this channel, you know, feel free to ask. You know, I mean, that's why I'm doing this live stream. I really do wish I could have planned this out, because then this is a bit impromptu. So I wasn't even sure if anyone would be on it. I was like, you know what? Maybe people will stumble upon this live stream. Maybe not. In the future, I actually have these written down. So every time I crack over a certain amount of subscribers, I actually have funny ideas. So for example, when I cracked over 100 subscribers on this channel, I was just it was like a quick thank you. This is obviously kind of like a 1,000 subscriber live stream, like a music production FAQ. And then when I crack over 5,000, I have a couple ideas. Same thing with 10,000 and however big this channel gets. I honestly have no idea. But the next things I have are going to be really funny. I'll just say that. And I can't wait to get the community tab. So yeah, so SEO, I will be doing a video, like I said, about like YouTube SEO specifically geared towards musicians, because there's actually a lot of really interesting things. Like, I don't know why that's not talked about more, because again, YouTube is the #1 entertainment search engine. And at least for me, actually, I'd say 90 to 95% of my traffic to my music on all the platforms, actually YouTube is the #1 referrer to people buying my music on Amazon, iTunes, streaming on Spotify, all that kind of stuff. So it's crazy that YouTube has allowed me to, one, pay all my bills for years, but two, be such a great powerhouse for a lot of people saying, hey, Mark, I discovered music on YouTube. Now I'm listening to it on Spotify at the gym. Or I discovered music on this YouTube video when I heard it. I now play it when I'm pre-gaming or whatever, right? Because obviously I make electronic music. And so it's interesting, you know. So I'll give you a couple of quick tips, though, about YouTube SEO for musicians. So here's a couple of things I'll say. First off, the #1 thing I'm going to suggest is make sure that when you put your song on YouTube, that the video itself is an actual like full video. Like you've probably seen it on YouTube. Hey, what's up, guys? Pisax and Christopher, what's up? So when it comes to basically the whole video on YouTube, you would probably see how sometimes on videos it's like the square and then there's like black around it. Make sure it's the full length video. So make sure it's the full aspect ratio. Whether you use something like Adobe After Effects and make the kind of spectrum that dances with the music, or whether you custom make your artwork. So for example, for me, I'll do this actually. I'll give you a little link to my music. Because if you notice that a lot of my music uploads, the image that I use actually for the YouTube video is actually different. So now what I do when I do all my own artwork. So now when I make like a cover, I'll have like the cover be the square because it has to be for, for all the platforms. And then I'll make a second one that's specifically just for YouTube. So it'll be the actual aspect ratio of like 1280 by 720. And you'll be surprised that I know it doesn't revolve around SEO per se. So here's a link to all my music on YouTube. And if you notice, you don't even have to like listen to songs if you don't want to. But if you scan through those videos, you'll notice that each one of them has that full aspect ratio. That alone can improve click-through rates. The biggest thing YouTube cares about right now is basically 3 metrics, technically 2. One is CTR, which is click-through rate, meaning when someone sees it on the search engine, the search results, when someone sees it in the suggested video, are people actually clicking on it? Because if someone goes to your video and they don't click on it, YouTube says, maybe it's not that appealing to people, right? The second thing is once someone does click on it, how long do they watch it? So you want to make sure that that thumbnail is super, super, super catchy, right? I mean, it's like anything, right? It's the same thing probably for artwork. Like if you're on SoundCloud and you're scrolling through and you see a really, really catchy album cover that's super appealing visually, you're probably more likely to click on it. And I know a lot of musicians don't think about this because they're like, oh, I just want to make good music. And obviously that's the number one thing. Making good music is always the first thing. But in this day and age, there's so much music out there. You really have to get a little creative on ways for people to interact with it. The second thing I'll say about YouTube SEO, specifically for musicians, is try to think of creative ways you can name your songs. Now, this is good not just for YouTube SEO, but for like Spotify SEO, SoundCloud SEO, Amazon, iTunes, all those. For example, one of my newest releases, and I'll post this one as well. I know I'm doing some like self-promotion, but hey, why not? You can see how I actually do it. So as everyone knows, the app TikTok is huge right now. And I was like, okay, it would be kind of cool to do a song about TikTok because it might get a lot of views because, similar names. And I always wanted to do a song. So I'm actually a classical pianist. That's how actually I got into music. I did 10 years of classical piano, 7 years of saxophone, specializing in jazz. And I always want to do a song in EDM or electronic music that the drop, so to speak, is just a piano. I've never really heard a song where when it drops, it's only piano with like a kick drum. So I actually did this. This is the song. So this song I literally called TikTok Dance Cake. It's like a house record. So it's very minimalistic. And actually I use the I just forgot the name of it. It's the Keyzone Classic. So I use the Keyzone actually in this one, the free VST plugin. I actually use this on this release. So what I did on this one is called it TikTok Dance Cake. And obviously as a little catchy like house thing, I had like, she got that TikTok dance cake was like the main line from the song. And also it's kind of funny and goofy, but I've noticed that song not only on YouTube, but actually on TikTok, hundreds of people, I think it's getting close to thousands now, are actually using it in their TikTok videos because I was thinking, well, if you're on TikTok, you want to just throw it in a background song, maybe you might just search TikTok or maybe you might search dance cake because for some reason that's a big thing a lot of people are commenting and searching for on TikTok. So that's actually gaining that song a lot of traffic, especially on TikTok. If anything more than any other app because it has that name TikTok in it. Dance Cake, TikTok Dance Cake is kind of a catchy title. And that actually helped me a lot. So naming your songs about different things, like I've actually done songs about like the Boston sports teams. I've done songs about different entrepreneurs who I was a fan of. So like doing songs about different people, places, things, ideas, basically things that people are already searching for and things that people are already into can actually heavily improve the amount of people finding your music. So for example, if you can't think of a name of a song, think of maybe something of like a person that you really like, like for me, for example, on one album I did called Viva l'Entrepreneur, I'm a huge fan of Gary Vaynerchuk, who's like a very, very famous entrepreneur. So I actually made a song about Gary V, and that song has gotten very popular with a lot of entrepreneurs who I know because it's about Gary Vaynerchuk and actually resampled his voice and all this kind of stuff. So this is like really unique story behind that song that's helped a lot with a lot of kind of like marketing and promotions. I usually use my Square album art. So is it better to get a full screen image for YouTube? Yes. So what I would suggest doing is two things, and you can kind of vary this. If you don't do your own artwork, here's what I suggest you do: is if you do have that Square album art, don't just stretch it. I mean, you can, but what I'd suggest is have something going along with it. So, for example, maybe get or hire someone to do After Effects. You see those kind of dancing visualizers. I'll snag one. Let's see. So this is one I made actually. Where is it? This is on a VIP remix I did of one of my songs, Bass Fire. So that one, if you notice, is a spectrum that dances with it. So when the video pops up, it's very visually appealing. So that's one thing I will say. You can't just have it be static in the middle and have the black around it. But I'm being honest, you won't get the click-through rates that you could if that was maybe the full thing, right? Or maybe have this another one. It's actually on my newest release. Let me see if I can find this one. So this is on my newest release. If you notice what I actually did on this one, once I pull it up, is I have the square image being the center, but because I actually wanted that album artwork to be centered in it, actually for this one specifically from a visual aspect, I was like, you know what? I like the way the album artwork came out. So what I'll do is I'll put space around it and then add a little aspect visualizer, music visualizer that dances with it. So that's another one. So for that one, I actually did have the album cover and the album artwork square in the middle, and then I had some like space around it as like a background, and then after that I added like a little circle that dances with the song. So the best way I can suggest, especially for something like YouTube, is I know if you think about it, and I know a lot of musicians have said this to me, like, well, Mark, people aren't watching the video per se, right? It's something you put on, you leave in the background. You don't really sit there and they watch the video unless it's like a music video, right? And what is true, even still, things like I said, click-through rates, and people actually watching your video, and people actually interacting with it, it's huge to just make that visually appealing as much as possible. And being honest, like, especially for like an audio react or like a visualizer, most people aren't going to sit there and watch the thing dance with the music the whole time, right? They might see it once, and they might be like, oh, cool, and then look away or do whatever else they were doing. When people do listen to music on YouTube, and I kind of think about the psychology of this, since people aren't watching it, it doesn't really matter per se, but it matters because of them clicking on it and staying on that video, right? Just that visualness, that's a word, really goes a long way. Hope that's helpful. Royalty videos, you can do that actually. So my biggest thing when it comes to using royalty-free videos is, one, make sure you have the rights to it. There's one really good site. It's actually free, royalty-free videos, and you have to make sure you look at the usage rights. Where is it? Is it just the one? Oh, one second. I'm going to get this so I can post it. I think this is it actually. Okay. Vidvo. I think this is the one. I think this is the one. So that is actually a great site for free, royalty-free videos. What that means is basically you can get this video, use it in your music videos or on YouTube for free, and make money from it. So you can monetize the video. Make sure you check the usage rights and the terms. Some videos say, hey, you have to give me credit in the description. You have to give me credit. Other ones say, hey, you don't have to, just use it. I don't care, right? I'd say go for it, honestly. I think the biggest thing, though, is keep in mind, and this is true for any type of royalty-free thing, is that you want to make sure it blends as best as possible. So that's one thing. But I've actually used royalty-free videos in some of my other videos. They're super, super helpful, and some of them are amazing, honestly. Like, another good site I'll show you, I'm going to post this one here, is Pixabay. This is free, royalty-free pictures. So let's say if you're like, shoot, I really need to do some album artwork, go on the site Pixabay. You can download any of these pictures for free, use them as your artwork for free, and there you go. Like, that's why for me, actually, I make all my own album artwork. I don't hire any graphic designers. I will say I have gotten better graphic design. I've actually studied it a little bit too. But the better you get at graphic design, it does really help. I mean, obviously, I will say if you do have the money, just hire a graphic designer. But for me now, I actually like doing it on my own because it's just faster. Sometimes if I have an idea in my head that I'm like, okay, I want this one image, I don't want to have to go to a bunch of different people and think about it and go back and forth, emailing and doing different scripts. I kind of like being able to do it on my own. To me, it's just a little bit more efficient, if that makes sense. But honestly, it's not a bad idea though. Sometimes to hire an actual professional, because professionals are always gonna be better than any of us, right? Unless you're, very, very versed in graphic design. Oh yeah, no problem making music. I mean, that's why, honestly, especially with this channel, that's what I really wanted to do this whole channel for, is to actually help musicians, especially with the free VST plugins. It's been kind of fun because every week or 2 weeks now, I'll like take some time out of my day and I'll research a bunch of plugins. I actually just downloaded yesterday. I just downloaded 8 plugins actually. So I have 8 ones I'm going to be reviewing. I'm going to be uploading obviously all the reviews, and similar to what I've done before, I will be alternating them as well, right? So I'll be alternating them in terms of doing a review, then doing maybe music production tutorial, talking about music marketing, and then going on from there. You know what I mean? So it's cool though. It's cool to get all this traffic, because that's one thing I said in this live stream. I actually wasn't even sure a channel like this, if it was too specific, if people would even like it. I knew that a decent amount of the videos would get traffic because of just search results, but I wasn't sure about the channel. What kind of computer do you have, and do you use a hard drive? So this is what I do. This is what I suggest to a lot of people. So one, I actually have a 2012 MacBook Pro. I have 8 gigs of RAM, so it's pretty simple. I mean, there's nothing too crazy about my computer. In terms of my hard drive, I have a solid state hard drive. If there's any, I think, addition or hardware upgrade you do for your computer, get a solid state hard drive. One, they're more secure. So on a normal hard drive, it's actually a disk, so think of it like a CD. And let's say if you hit it, whatever, you could actually scratch that hard disk. That's why it's called like a hard drive, and it can affect all your files. And it's happened to me. And 2, it's a lot slower. Solid state, it's like a flash drive. It's amazing. Get us a solid state drive. In addition, to this, make sure you back up your files. Please back up your files. I actually back them up on a cloud storage platform. I actually use Google Drive, and that's why I back them all up. That way, even if with an external hard drive, sometimes it can glitch up. Sometimes you can lose them, or they can break or get stolen. With an online drive, it's secure. I put everything on some private server that's separate from all my other accounts. It's a breeze. I think it's through Google, you can get a drive that's 100 gigs a month, 100 gigs to me for $2 a month. Literally $2 a month. I mean, it's the best. So Chucky Moss, how do you research a plugin effectively? Okay, that's a cool question. So when it comes to researching plugins, here's kind of my strategy. I'm going to turn the AC off. I think it's pretty cool here now. Turn that on for a little bit. So in terms of researching, here's kind of my strategy, at least. Is the first thing I do is I like to look at what plugins are popular. This is not always true, but if I'm the most popular plugins are usually ones that are really, really good, right? Why would a lot of people download this plugin if it sucked? So my main logic is, okay, I want to download plugins that are actually helpful for musicians. So I'm going to go with, the most popular ones. Not always, but the most popular. So that's the first thing I'll do. And what I'll kind of scan through them and download usually just a bunch of them, actually. I actually have a separate thing. So yeah, so KVR, actually, so music productions, I actually go on KVR a lot. I use a few different sites for free VST plugins. KVR is the best because you can actually organize by popularity. So I can actually see, okay, if this is by popularity, the top 10 or 20 are probably really good plugins. So what I'll do is I'll download a bunch of them that way. And then what I'll do is I'll actually try each one of them out besides synthesizers. And you probably have noticed this. I don't know what it is, but something about a synthesizer for me, I think that determining if a synthesizer is good or not usually has a lot longer, right? If you think about with the piano, a saxophone, a violin, any other plugin, like an instrument, it takes you, 2 seconds to determine, does the piano suck or not? Is this actually a real sounding saxophone or not, right? It's pretty quick. But I find for synthesizers, I like to explore them in depth. So what I do is any instrument, or I guess any non-synthesizer plugin that I get, I'll review before the video starts. If I don't like the plugin, I'll just delete it, right? If I think that this plugin either sucks or it just isn't useful, I'll just completely get rid of it. If I think the plugin isn't good, but I think it could be useful, then I'll keep it. And then all these synthesizers, I actually wait until I'm on camera to determine them and give them a rating. So that's actually all live. So anytime you see me kind of reviewing a synth, unless I say ahead of time, it's all live. To me, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, look, I have no idea what to expect from the synthesizer. I've either heard good things or not. See, you know what I mean? And I think that actually makes it better. I kind of like going into it almost dry and blind, so to speak, where I'm like, I have no idea what's going to come out of this one. And that makes it cool. It makes it a lot more interesting to me because that's my authentic reaction as opposed to other plugins. I usually play with them ahead of time and get all the kind of inner workings. Now, granted, this could be a little bit better. Maybe I should do that with some synths because a lot of synths have their own unique routing mechanisms, and trying to figure those out live on camera, well, some of them can get a little tricky because I'm like, oh, I might have to spend some time on this one. Each synthesizer is a little bit different in terms of like routing. Also, all the theory and the sound design is always the same, but the actual programming is always a little bit different based off the GUI. But yeah, so that's basically how I research them. I basically just do a bunch of searching, trying to find all the best ones that I can. And sometimes too, I honestly sometimes just grab a bunch that I have no idea or know anything about, and then I'm like, let's just throw these together. There's some that actually surprised me, like Alter Ego. I still say easily is my favorite synth or free VST plugin, of all time. Easy. Alter Ego is incredible. And I remember that one I just stumbled upon. I was like, yeah, I'll just download this. It looks kind of like a weird video game. I'm not sure because the GUI is kind of unique, and it was amazing. So yeah, the color. So actually, the color synth is really, really good. I have one. There's a bunch of synths actually I'm going to be reviewing. The ones that I've been actually really loving are the UHE ones. Actually, I have a couple of them coming up. I just reviewed another one. It's a soft synth. Crystal. Crystal's another good one. I just reviewed. I have a bunch of them that are coming up. So, what do you think about Audacity, the software? Audacity is amazing for free software. Being honest, though, when it comes to Audacity, I think Audacity is good for manipulating samples, but not making music. Wait, Ozone Elements is free? Wait, are you serious? Actually, let me see. I'm gonna Google that. Oh, Crystal, yeah. No, Crystal's really cool. The weird thing about Crystal, the synth, is how do I word this? It's not good in my opinion for like, at least for me. I'm not the biggest fan of the lead sounds, but any type of atmospheric effects. Those synths, and actually, I think I'm reviewing that plugin reviews coming up in a few days or within the week. Because actually, what I do is I like to film all these plugin reviews in a row. The reason why is, once again, that kind of music production mindset, I'm actually faster and more specific filming them in a row as opposed to filming like one and then taking a break and then filming another. I like to review them all in a row. So I'm in that music mindset, really geared in. And so that one, I think it's going to be coming in a week. But yeah, for any weird stuff, yeah, that said, this is so crazy. Wow, wow, I can't believe yeah, you're not wrong. So, you know what? I'm going to repost this actually. SQ8L. I'll check that out. So I'm going to post this. Yeah, thank you for mentioning that, Bongonzo. So I'm going to repost that. AV Ozone. My computer is kind of lagging a little bit. 9 elements. So check that out. Yeah, looks like it. Wait, what? That is ridiculous. Okay, yeah, everyone stop what you're doing. Turn off the live stream. Just get Isotope Ozone Elements 9 free. That's ridiculous. I might do a video about that today, actually. Thanks. Only in the United States. All right. Yeah, honestly, only in the U.S. Oh, that kind of sucks. I mean, I'm the U.S., so I can use it, but I feel like it's kind of like, why? There's got to be some legal... That's a really weird thing to make it only in the U.S. There's got to be some legal thing for that. Andreas, so Crystal is a free synthesizer, and it is really good in my opinion for any type of atmospheric, weird, ambient. Even I actually think it would be perfect for any new age or soundscape or meditative style music. Or if you just want some ambience in the background, Oh yeah, run a VPN actually. Yeah, just run a VPN. My favorite VPN that's free. Maybe I'll do a review of this because it's free. Is Windscribe. Windscribe, you can get 10 gigs free a month. Most free VPNs are 1 or 2 gigs, I'd say. So that's the main reason why I like Windscribe. It has 10 different locations you can route it to as well, all free. So yeah, just Windscribe is amazing. That's actually the main VPN I use. So yeah, just do that. Actually, I'm going to sign up with Ozone 9 right now. What do I do? I have to provide some basic information. So I have to give him my address. Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to actually download this now. Get Ozone free. Is this legit? I just want to make sure. Have you downloaded this yet, Bonanzo? Or free mouse synth. I don't think I've heard of that one actually. Thanks. Well, email your license going down. All right. So I just signed up. Surge best free VST overall. Oh wow, I'll have to check that one out. Yeah, it's crazy. So when I first started doing, even for me making music for years and actually dabbling with a lot of free plugins, I remember when I started doing this channel, I started like brainstorming ideas and being like, oh, I wonder. I know there's a lot, but I don't know how many free VST plugins there actually is. And then the more I've done this, the more I'm getting suggestions through. I mean, it's crazy how many there are out there because people would like recommend a free plugin to me, and I'll be like, I don't even know what you're talking about, and then turns out it's everywhere. So it's crazy, and that's one of my goals for this channel. I mean, this kind of in a funny way. Let me check actually on. Let me see. Crystal, yeah. Let me see if I can find where I downloaded it from. It's by it's by Green Oak. Yep, you got the right one. So that's a really cool synth. But yeah, I mean, one of my goals for this channel, and I don't think this will ever happen because there's a lot, and it would take me a tremendous amount of time. But it would be cool if, like, when I look at like KVR or VST for free, which is another big one, is to happen to have reviewed almost every single one of their plugins. Like that'd be cool if I'm like, oh yeah, if you go on any one of these plugins for this site, I got you when it comes to review. I don't think that will happen because there's probably like over 1,000. I don't even know. Thousands probably. I honestly have no idea. And that's why obviously for this channel, like I said earlier in the stream, that's why if you probably notice, I have been alternating between a free VST plugin review and like then another type of video, whether it's a tutorial about DJing, music production, music servicing, like DistroKid or distribution or marketing or whatever. Because I do want to make this something that not only is just reviews, but obviously if you're using the plugin, you're probably, or I assume you are making music, which means music production tutorials can be helpful. And if you're making music, you probably want to release it and you probably want to get out there and market off it. Because a lot of musicians, obviously, especially in the beginning, especially for me when I first started with music, was I just want to live off my music income. Even if I'm scraping by, if I can just wake up every day and just make music and live off that income, that's awesome, right? And so I've been kind of living off my like music and my YouTube income for the past 5 years now. I think it's been 5 or 6 years actually. So it's been a long time. A lot of work though, a lot of work. But it's a lot better than doing like a 9-to-5 job. I used to be an accountant, and that sucked. So, ironically though, when I was an accountant, surprisingly, I met a lot of accountants who wanted to be DJs, which I actually thought was kind of funny. Synth One, Dex. Oh, Dex is amazing. Yeah, the Podolsky is amazing too. I actually, so Synth One, I think is actually probably the most famous free VST synth out there, actually, out of any of them. I don't know why, but for some reason, it never worked well on my computer. I always had issues with it. I just downloaded Synth One tonight, so I'm going to be last night, excuse me. So I'm actually going to be reviewing Synth One within the next week or two. So I'm excited because I'm like, that's been like the number one. That's almost like the serum of free VST synths. So I'm excited. And I found this site that actually had like over 1,000 presets. So I actually downloaded that pack. So I have this huge pack of thousands of presets just for Synth One. So I'm going to kind of go through that. I'm going to kind of check the plugin out. I'm excited. That's going to be a great video. That one might, because most of these videos, if you probably have noticed, I'll definitely check out Surge actually. Never check it out. But yeah, most of these videos, I usually try to make around 3 to 5 minutes because I feel like at a certain point, I'm just rambling on about some synth or some plugin. So I feel like for me I don't like to make long videos. I think you just want to, hey, here, how's the plugin sound? Is it good? Should I download it? Boom. I hate YouTubers that ramble on about BS. And when it comes to Synth One, that is one plugin though that I will say I might want to go way more in depth. Actually, it's funny you mentioned that. I actually already reviewed it. I already have it queued up, so you can schedule uploads on YouTube. So you can upload like with a week. You probably upload like 5 years in the future, whatever it is. That one I actually already downloaded. That one, I don't know if it's Collab 3 or Collab B3. I know it's based off of B3 organ. That plugin is an unbelievable sound quality. Honestly, probably one of my favorite sounds. Like when I picture it in my head, like say if I want to use an organ, when I picture an organ sound in my head, that one has, in my opinion, the best, at least to me, organ sounding organ. It sounds kind of weird, out of any plugin. I will say I love the Combo Model F. That one, or the That's another really good free organ plugin. But yeah, the CPU, it is kind of annoying. So that's why I suggest doing, like, when I might do a video on this, is freezing and flattening. I'm not sure how to do it in other DAWs, being honest, but in Ableton, what you can do is basically it's almost like a resampling. So you essentially are recording the plugin itself, so it's just an audio file, so it uses significantly less. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's kind of annoying. Because most of the time when I've used organs, actually, this is a weird thing. When I've used organs in some of my songs, I've actually used an organ laid actually with an organ synth from Massive. I actually have a couple Massive presets that sound kind of like an organ. It's very synthy. And when I put them together and kind of compress them and kind of process them right, it has that very organy, like I picture like the church or the baseball style organ. You know, it kind of creates that effect. I actually did that in, so I have, there's actually one of my songs. There's this actually, at one point, I do want to do a video actually where I show, you know, because I like to do this on this channel, but I might do a video where I basically just talk about, okay, here are a bunch of songs that I've made. They're actually on Spotify that have gotten, you know, X amount of views. That you hear that sound, that's actually a free VST synth. So this is one that had an organ in it. And this one was actually the Combo Model F and two Massive presets that actually are all layered together to kind of create that organ sound, especially in the beginning of the song. It's kind of like a, it's like a church gospel trap song, is what that sounds. So like the drop is this kind of like church choir drop. It's a very like unique song. So for that one, what I want to do is kind of have like this like church organ style sound in the beginning that's kind of has that the vibratic element to it and all that kind of stuff. You know, but it's amazing, you know, how good these free VST plugins are. I'm still waiting on this how do you use the preset with Synth 1? So that was really annoying. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Okay, so what I did is I got, you know, I'm going to see if I can find the pack. You know, when I review it, I'll try to find the sample pack to send it. And then what I'll do is I'll probably show this because what you do is you have to go to Browse and you have to find the location folder on your computer that has the presets, and you click Open, and then it creates its own directory for them. It took a second for me to figure it out. It's not too hard. It's just weird the way Synth 1 kind of sets it up. Try the ample bass. Yes, I actually have. I think I actually have a review of it. Actually, one thing. But the review of it, I reviewed it a long time ago. This is actually back in. I think this is actually back in November, December. Yep, the ample bass P2 Lite. Here it is. Here's my review of it. I love that bass. That's my favorite free VST bass. If I want kind of like that, like a bass sound, not obviously bass in terms of like electronic 808, but in terms of like an actual like almost organic style bass, that's actually one of my favorite. I've used that in tons of songs. Honestly, if you listen to a lot of my songs that have that kind of bass groove, that's the, you know, I'll actually show you one. This is in this song. This is actually I'd say the newest song that had the bass in it. I made that song called Future Jazz. It's kind of like a combination of future bass style electronic music with old school jazz. So I'm trying to think of like, okay, if you could take 1920s jazz and combine it with 2020s production style, how could you blend them together? So that one, I obviously use like a bunch of like, you know, typical future bass style, very like long attack synths and pads and whatnot, along with like that actually ample bass to kind of give it that like old school jazz feel with some kind of like jazzy, almost scratchy vinyl rough vocals. So yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Honestly, with these plugins, I'm gonna do a review about this or video where, because I've done obviously that video. Actually, right now the most popular video on this channel is 34 free VST plugins I actually use. Yeah, Spitfire Labs is amazing. That one I think I have the Simmer. I'm gonna be uploading soon. I can't remember if I already uploaded that or not. Actually, I think I did. And the Spitfire Labs actually audio choir, I love. I have to check out all the rest of them though, because when you go on Spitfire Labs, it's insane. Really? So what I say about Labs is it depends on which pack. There are some packs, because the Labs is almost more like its own program that you import in presets, kind of, I guess if that's a good way to word it. Some of them I really like, some of them I don't. So I will say for me, when it comes to Labs, I'm bittersweet on the packs. Like, for example, their Labs Choir. I like it, but for very specific uses. Because when I picture choir, I think of like stabs or something like that. For that one, it's very atmospheric. Like, again, it reminds me so much of the Halo soundtrack. Like, if you picture the choir from the Halo soundtrack from the video game, that's kind of the way that's structured. It has a very long attack and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of annoying. But that one I've actually used. I use that in my song Alex Honnold about the famous rock climber. At the end of that song, it's all Spitfire Labs choir to kind of give that very almost cinematic effect. Oh yeah, complete yeah. Yeah, it's really not versatile. Complete start. Oh, nice. You know what's weird is I heard that, and I was trying to figure out this with the native instruments. I tried using Contact because I heard Contact's free now. The weird thing is there's a weird glitch in my like native instruments downloader where it will download Contact, but not any of the free presets that native instruments gives you. So I have to kind of maybe contact them and figure that out because I want to do a video about that. I'm like, if Contact's actually free, you get all this stuff for free. I mean, Contact arguably is one of the most famous like organic instrument plugins, you know, in terms of using a guitar or more rare instruments like shamisen or something like that. But I haven't really been able to utilize all the stuff that Native Instruments gives you. So I'll probably have to contact them and figure that out. But yeah, I mean that's like a really, really good one too. You know what I mean? But I'll check out this cup too. There's actually the main cup. It's actually, I got it from a friend, Meow. Yeah, Contact is an amazing sampler. It's ridiculous. Like for me, what I'm using, like or any type of organic instrument, it's usually for civilian studios. I will say, I am a huge fan of them. But in terms of sampling, like Contact really is the best. But for some reason, I don't know what it is on my computer. That's what that's what's kind of like Native Instruments is very vague about it because I'll let me link to this. Because it doesn't it's not really because let me see if I can find because the weird thing is it's saying that it is free, but I think they're calling it something. I think they're calling it Contact the player. Yeah, the Contact 6 player, and they're saying though that you can download it for free. I know it's kind of I don't like the wording. Because it says here, okay, download Contact, or excuse me, Complete Start. That's what they're calling it. It's Complete Start. So it's saying download Complete Start for free, including Contact Player plus 6 gigabytes content worth of 2,000 sounds. And you get Complete Start, free collection of instruments, effects, and samples derived from our industry standard complete range. So it almost seems like a subsect of it. So, oh yeah, I mean. That's something I will say, and I mean this in a good way. I have been, because obviously, getting instruments and buying them can be really expensive. Luckily now, I actually pretty much own every paid plugin that I actually use. I actually have taken the time to actually be like, you know what? I'm making money off my music. I can live off my income as a musician and as a YouTuber, because obviously my other YouTube channels are making money and everything. And so I've actually, every so often, I'll buy a plugin or something like that. I will say I'm very picky, though. It's funny. The more I've gone into looking at plugins, the more picky I've gotten because I'm like, why would I spend $50 for a violin when I have Versailles Studios Chamber Orchestra 2 violin that does the same thing, Yeah, I mean, so my thing, so I used to be big, and I think this is probably true for a lot of people. I used to be like huge in computer programming and coding and like some hacking and all that kind of stuff. And I remember reading this somewhere, and I've heard this from a lot of other people who do computer stuff. And I did kind of agree with this. And they said, look, and it's tough to say, there's a bit of like a gray area, but if you pirate a plugin and you just use it for fun once in a while, try to pay for it when you can, but that's one thing. But if you pirate a plugin and you're actually making significant money from it, or it's even paying your bills, you should probably buy it. Because the same people, because there are people who are computer programmers just like you, who made that plugin, who live off that income. So for me, that's why, for me, I actually legally own Ableton now, all that kind of stuff. One big suggestion, I'll probably do this actually as a video. Anytime you want to buy a plugin, like say there's a plugin that you're like, look, I love this plugin, but I'm tight on money. I don't have the money for it. Email the company and say, look, I love your plugin. I want to do the right thing. I want to buy it. I want to purchase it. I'm just tight on funds right now, especially with what's going on right now. Just say, look, with everything that's going on right now, with everyone stuck inside and it being tough to work, is there any way you can give me a discount? And I'm telling you, most companies at the bare minimum will give you at least a 10% discount. Like at least. So for example, when I contacted Ableton, actually, you can pitch to them if you're a musician or an actual artist. So I contacted them, and Ableton normally is like about $800-ish. So I contacted them saying, hey, I'm an actual musician, you can check out all my releases. I have a YouTube channel. Here's all my YouTube videos. I have a decent following. Is there any way I can get a discount on Ableton? I really want to purchase it. And they said, yeah, and they gave me, I think Ableton, instead of being $800, was $450. And I was like, that's almost like a 50% discount. And I was, you know what, to completely own Ableton 10, not have to deal with any of the BS. It automatically updates. It's under my name. It's a huge relief. I'm telling you, it's so much more relieving to just not have to, yeah. So if you can, right, I'm not trying to pitch it, but if you can, try to. But I will say I'll probably do a video though. Like I was saying, I'll probably do a video on all the paid plugins that I actually use. There's only a few paid plugins that I actually will use. The main ones are Massive, Serum, the Fab Filter Set, Volume Shaper for side chaining, and the Smile and Sausage Fattener. And I think that's it, actually. Yeah. So I probably only use like 6 or 7 or maybe 8 maximum paid plugins. The biggest one, and I'll probably do a video about this as well. There's a bunch of video ideas I have from questions I've gotten. The only plugin I think that's worth it to pay the money for, in my opinion, that like if you have to, the number one I'd say is Serum, because I think it's such a versatile synth, regardless of your industry. Obviously, it's so specific to EDM, but even like Kanye West uses Serum. Regardless of your industry, I think Serum's the best synthesizer. And through Splice Rent to Own, Serum's $190, I think. So you could do on Splice, you pay $10 a month for I think it's like 19 months, and you actually legally own Serum. So it's almost like a 0% interest loan. $10 a month, you do it for 19 months, and then boom, you completely own it. And that to me is amazing. So that's one thing I will suggest. I'm gonna get some water, but that's like the one plugin I can not suggest enough to have. Like out of any of them, it's Serum is incredible. Serum, and then that's really the only ones I'd say. Yeah, I mean, because you can make so many sounds in Serum that's really the only synth you need. All the instruments I use are free, so like the free VST plugins. And then I'd say besides that, when it comes to other plugins, Volume Shaper I think is great for side chaining. I love Volume Shaper for side chaining. And the cool thing is Volume Shaper is only $40, which to me was very reasonable. $40 for a great side chaining plugin, why not? It's very similar to like LFO Tool, but it's a little bit different. Oh, nice. Percussion. Okay, so what are you looking for specifically? So I'll say this. Let me actually pull this up. It's actually fine. So I actually do have a playlist of all the free VST plugins that are percussion that I found. Let me find it. It's right here. So far the time I've reviewed a few of them. Let's see. I'm just pulling this up. For some reason, I don't know why, but anytime I'm live streaming, my computer runs super slow. I don't like the YouTube. Anyway, okay, so all right, so that's all my free percussion VSTs that I found. Okay, so African style drums. Okay, so this is a big thing I'm gonna suggest now for any type of percussion VSTs. A lot of percussion VSTs, I've said this before, are usually actually just sample packs that just have some GUI with them. So it's really just a bunch of like 5, 10, 20, whatever, just samples. And the samples don't change. And you just click a button and it plays a sample. So if you're looking for like African, or let's say, because I actually make a lot of Brazilian music. I actually do like a lot of like ballet funk, a lot of like Moombahton, some reggaeton. So I actually use the berimbau a lot in my songs. I do capoeira. And so I actually use like the berimbau a lot. And rather than trying to find like a berimbau style VST or free VST, I'll just search berimbau samples, right? A big thing I can suggest, I'm telling for everybody besides Serum, the only other thing that I really push to a lot of musicians is get Splice Sounds. It's $8 a month for 100 downloads, and they rack up. So like right now, I think I have like 800 credits. And I'm telling you, you can go on Splice Sounds, type in like berimbau, for example, which is a very rare instrument, that's used in capoeira, which is Brazilian martial art. And you have a huge list of berimbau samples, and they're organized by BPM, by the key, by the subgenre, by everything. And I think the biggest thing, at least to me too, for splice sounds that's amazing is you can basically not worry about the business legal aspects. Because let's say you Google burn bow sample, and in a very, very rare case, like say some person comes after you saying, hey, I could tell you used my song or my burn bow or my African instrument or whatever in your song. That's mine. I have the rights to it. With Splice, everything is royalty free. I mean, you have the rights to anything you download, anything you use in your tracks on Splice or from Splice. And I'm telling you, the business relief is awesome. Cakewalk. You know what's interesting actually is, so when I was doing piano and saxophone and music theory and all that kind of stuff, I remember hearing about Cakewalk because I actually used to make music years ago in a sheet music program called Finale. Finale basically is made to make just like sheet music. So like if you're making music for like orchestras, it's usually done in Finale. Actually, I don't even know. Nowadays, actually, I don't even know. But back in the day, this was like 2000, whatever. A lot of these companies would use Finale because you could like type it in, you could hear the notes that you type in, and then you could print out the sheet music so you could give it to like a saxophonist and they play it. So Cakewalk was another DAW I heard about. I didn't even know it's free now, actually. That's great because I think back in the day, I remember it used to be paid. So, LFX 1310. It's like filters, compressor. Oh, I have to check that out then. LFX 1310. No, I guess start writing. I usually try to. I just start writing some of these plugins down actually that people suggest because I get so many suggestions and I want to check out all of them. A big one I got, I can't remember who suggested it. I think it was I'm the Real XYZ, somebody who commented on this channel, to check out the Tal Filter 2. I hadn't heard of that one before. That is amazing. I already reviewed that plugin. It's going to be the review's coming up in the next couple of weeks. The Tal Filter 2, in my opinion, is the best sidechaining plugin out there. The best free one by far. It's even better than some paid sidechain plugins, and it's built very similar to like LFO Tool. It's essentially a free version of LFO Tool. Yeah, the Tal stuff is nuts. I'm actually going to be reviewing. I downloaded the Noise Maker. I think it's called the Tal Noise Maker. I actually downloaded that one last night actually too. So I'm going to be reviewing that because again, what I typically like to do is I'll spend some time, download a ton of plugins at once. So I'll batch download all of them at once, and then I'll spend some time kind of pre-reviewing them before I actually get to filming. And then I'll usually film, being honest, usually about 8 videos in a row. Because for me, I like being able to kind of get in that music mindset. And because once I'm in that music mindset, it's easier for me to kind of be like, okay, is this plugin actually legitimate or not? Simple Side. Okay. I'm going to write all these down. Yeah. If you have any suggestions, please post them for free VST plugins. This would be kind of cool. What I want to do too, actually, is start featuring people for like suggesting them. I like the idea of being like, hey, like this person suggested this. Check out their music here. What's it called? Simple Side. All right. Sweet. Oh, it is. Well, I'll try to do some digging. What's one that's weird? I actually tried to use. I mean, I don't want to bash it, but I actually downloaded Rough Rider. That was one that I got suggested to in terms of like a free sidechain plugin. I wasn't the fan of Rough Rider, actually. I think it's maybe good for compression, but it was advertised online as like a really good sidechain plugin. I just was not the fan of Rough Rider. The only 2 plugins I've liked that are free for sidechaining is the Tal Filter 2 and M Compressor. I think M Compressors, they're very different though. With the Tal Filter 2, you can actually adjust like the curvature of the sidechain, similar to Vol Tool. With M Compressor, it's kind of like just a standard ratio-based style sidechain compressor. For me personally, I just wasn't the biggest fan of it, of Rough Rider, because another thing too, and this is something I always think to myself is this plugin so good as a free one, or could I get a purchase one, or vice versa? So a big thing, and I'll probably do a video about this too, because it's something I've been asked about is, when is it worth it to purchase a plugin? And for me, I always ask myself, like, for example, with sidechaining, I love Volume Shaper. For $40, Volume Shaper is, I think they're on like Volume Shaper number 5 now. Volume Shaper is an amazing plugin, and to me, it's so good that the $40 to me is worth it. It's only $40. You get it. You don't have to ever get another sidechain plugin. It's an amazing plugin, Volume Shaper. It's ridiculous. So that's like one that, yeah, I love the Tal Filter 2, and I do like the M Compressor, but to me, that $40 is worth it to get that extra features and blah blah. Wait, expand. What is that? That one actually. I don't think I've heard of that one. Limiter 6. Interesting. I haven't heard Limiter 6. I'll check that one out. I actually use the Pro L2 when I'm limiting. Was it Limiter 6? But yeah, I usually when I'm limiting, I usually use the Pro L2. I actually use the Pro L2 as a maximizer too. So on my master chain, what are you looking for? The Ozone 9. You know what? I'll grab that for you. Hold on a second. I actually had that. I posted it somewhere. Here it is. It's from Sweetwater. Give me 1 second. I'll get that link for you. Yeah, the weird thing is what you do is, at least when I was doing the ozone elements, you have to go on Sweetwater and then you enter in your information and then they email it to you. Yeah, for some reason it's weird. I don't know why. Well, I guess I get it. So YouTube, for some reason, doesn't allow you to, or doesn't allow commenters to post links, which to me is kind of annoying because I think like if you do have a good link, why can't you post it? But I think YouTube purposely try to run a VPN if you can. I said earlier in the stream, try doing Windscribe. In my opinion, Windscribe is like the best free VPN. But yeah, see, I don't know. I think the VPN should be fine. Yeah, try running a VPN and just put like a fake address in America. Yeah, I think that's what it is. They're trying to avoid spamming. So I get why YouTube doesn't allow people to post links, but it is kind of frustrating. I wish. So I will say live stream on YouTube can be kind of annoying. So I will say I do wish YouTube gave me a feature saying, hey, Mark, do you want to allow people to be able to post links? Because then I could be like, yeah, and then people could post whatever they want. But, oh, really? You know what's, I will say this, though, Sama, I actually still have not, let me double check. I still have not gotten an email from them saying with the link yet. Let me check. I'm going to check again. I submitted maybe about an hour ago. Let's see. I know Gmail's taking forever to load up. No, I'm just gonna go on my phone. Let's see. You know what? Oh, you know that it might just take a while. Oh, never mind. I did just get it. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see if I can. Yeah. So there it is. Did you put an American address? Like pick some city, like just pick like, I mean, I live in LA, so just put like LA. Just put like a 56 Vanilla Road, Los Angeles, California. Actually, here, I'm gonna do this. Okay, I'm gonna give like a fake address in LA. So like, this is actually, I know people who live close to this address. Obviously, just for privacy reasons, I won't give you my friend's address, but I'll give you like, so I'll just put like Joe Schmo, and then do like. So that actually, I think, is a real address. It's kind of close to my friends. It's kind of far away too. So that one actually. Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say, like, hopefully that would help. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can. I'm trying to think if there's any other addresses like fake ones. But yeah, I mean, if it's actually, I don't know why that's. YouTube's being weird. Hold on a second. It's like glitching up. Oh, okay, I don't know what. Wait, why did I just remove? YouTube, the YouTube live stream. I don't know why I just removed it. Let me repost this. I don't know. Oh, really? Actually, wait. I wonder if there's any way I could like send you it or send it to people. No, but it has to use that. No, they have to use activation. So why do they make this so difficult? Like, I seriously have no idea why it's only for the United States. Do you have a Gmail account? One thing so they email you the code. So one thing you could do is maybe make a Gmail account using a VPN and put in the Gmail account. I mean, I don't even know if they could even do this, but hypothetically, put in the Gmail account that you're from America. So put your location as America. So just make like a fake Gmail, put your location as United States, and then try to do Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I honestly, it is kind of annoying. I'm sorry. I don't know why they do that, if you want to be honest. I don't know. There's got to be some legal reason or something, but it's weird. Because I did just get it. It took, let me see. Um, so it probably took maybe a half an hour for them to send me the code. I still can't believe that's free though. That's nuts. Well, thank you. Hey, I appreciate that. A lot of content on the way. I do kind of wish, and I said this way early in the stream, that I could have kind of prepared for this ahead of time. I honestly wasn't even sure if anyone would be on the live stream because I'm just kind of doing impromptu. We'll see if people pop in. It's kind of like a random time on a Tuesday. But then again, I guess everyone's stuck inside. So, but yeah, no, a lot more videos on the way. And in addition to it, I've asked this before in the stream, and I'm going to do a poll in the future about this, but let me know what you think is your favorite part of this channel. That's something I really want to hear from people because originally I thought that doing free VST plugin reviews every day, because I've been uploading daily, doing them every day, I personally think would get annoying. But maybe other people like that. Maybe people are like, look, I like seeing every day a different plugin review. Because if you've noticed, I will alternate between a free plugin review and then a music production tutorial, music marketing, music distribution, and then going back and forth, right? So I was going to see for people if you prefer me only just doing plugin reviews or if you actually do like the variety. Because if you know, like for example, today I did like an unboxing video of the Blue Snowball. I've done, I'm going to be doing DJ tutorials and stuff like that. I plan to do more production tutorials, more music marketing. Interesting because, okay, so you prefer, so what I was thinking honestly is maybe doing then, because I do kind of like alternating between them, is maybe do something where I do like, say like, oh yeah, the reviews will never stop. Like for me, the reviews will always be kind of the main bulk of the channel, but the rest of the stuff will be kind of like other stuff around music. So for example, like DistroKid, which is the main distributor that I use to release my music, and that's when I suggest for other people. Obviously, I'll do a bunch of tutorials for them. So like say after you use these plugins and you make music, here's how to release it on iTunes. Here's how to release it on Spotify, so on and so forth, right? So that's something I have like a lot of plans to do, and I think that'll make it a lot better too. Yeah, DistroKid, I've been using them for 5 years now. I was one of the first people, I think, to really kind of adapt to them. I think I was actually the first person to ever heavily review them, which is cool. This is like 5 years ago now. I'd say immediately because DistroKid actually brings in a decent amount of revenue for me. And what I'd say is make sure your music's the best. That's obviously the number one thing. You want to make sure your music is truly the best it possibly can be. That's one big thing I have to suggest. Obviously, is like, as you can imagine, like anything, make sure you're only releasing your best quality stuff. But I'd say once you're like, okay, you know what? I think this track is up to the quality that I want it to be and it's releasable, start using it immediately. DistroKid is $20 a year for unlimited uploads. Yeah. Make sure your music is the best it possibly can. Yeah, $20 a year, unlimited uploads. And so if you want to upload every day, which I suggest you don't, unless you're that, all about it. But yeah, it's amazing, honestly. And then they have a bunch of features. They're constantly revealing stuff out. That's the quickest way to get your music into not only main stores that like iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon, Spotify, but then obviously other like rarer ones. Like if you want to get on Shazam, if you want your music to be on Pandora, TikTok now they just added. Huge. I know a lot of people have bittersweet feelings about TikTok, but I mean, my music gets hundreds, if not probably thousands now of videos on TikTok from random people all around the world using my music in their songs, in their videos, which is really, really cool. You know what I mean? It's cool that I can go on TikTok, search my name, look through all the songs that I have put on TikTok and see all the random videos that people have used my songs in. So it's kind of cool, like it's really, really cool. That's kind of like grown from that. I talked earlier before about me making a song about TikTok, and it's a great way to grow your platform. I mean, that's what I like about DistroKid. So, I think I'm actually answering most of these questions because originally I said this in the beginning of the live stream. These are all like the main questions I've gotten from people. I think actually I've answered most of these, which is kind of cool. Yeah, if you do have any questions, feel free to post them. But yeah, originally for this live stream, I just wanted to kind of do like a mini FAQ. I do want to do more of these live streams maybe in the future. I'd be kind of cool. Yeah, most of these actually. Mm, 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 mm. There's only a couple, I'd say. If you find channels, you can. Yeah, actually, so in all my DistroKid videos, actually, no, I'll post my link right now. I probably should have done this. In all my videos on DistroKid, I actually post my link to that. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. So I'll post my link now. So this is actually a 7% discount you can get off DistroKid if you use this link. Um, it's just taking a while to load. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot more DistroKid tutorials actually because it really is the best music distributor. I'm not just saying that because I use them. I'm saying that because it's alleviated so much stress and anxiety for me when it comes to releasing music. And there's a bunch of questions I always get about DistroKid, like, is it really that good? But then other things too. I'm going to be doing some uploading tutorials. I'm going to be doing some tutorials about what happens if, like, let's say you're a singer and you do a cover song. I'm going to be showing you. So let me copy this. My computer's running extremely slow. All right, here you go. 7% discount. Oh no, anyone can post. I wish anyone could post whatever link they want, but yeah, honestly, I don't mind people posting or reposting their links or anything. All right, hold on a second. Man, I can't believe my computer's running this slow. It's like crawling right now. Give me a second. Okay. Yeah, so that helps people out. It's 7% off. So, which is kind of a random number. I remember thinking that, like, why 7% out of any, like, I mean, 7% is like, why not 10% or 5%? I don't know why the random 7, but yeah, no problem. But yeah, I mean, it really is honestly like the best music distributor because I remember when I was releasing my first album, The Light Nearby, in 2015. I remember looking at like CD Baby or TuneCore or all these other platforms, and I just remember being like, I don't know, like there was so much work and hassle and annoying things that came along with those platforms. And then just remember using DistroKid, and I was like, this is actually so much more efficient. It's significantly better. Yeah, it's it really is the way to go. Yeah. So what happens is the way that the DistroKid referral program works is for anybody who signs up, it gives me $5 and you get 7% off. So obviously that does help me out. So I do appreciate it. But obviously I was being honest, I'd suggest DistroKid to anybody, even if I wasn't getting any kickbacks. I mean, I don't think they came out with a referral program on DistroKid. I think until 2016 or 17. So I was actually promoting them for about 1 to 2 years before they even had some type of like bonus where they're like, hey, you refer our services to somebody, we'll give you, $5 or whatever. So, which is cool. It's cool they do that. And obviously it helps everybody out because that way at least I can say to people like, hey, even if you don't want to give me $5, here's 7% off. And like, and it obviously that's at no extra cost to you. So it's not like it charges you $5. They take it out of their own pockets. It's like a sales promotion and stuff like that. So, yeah. So I think that's basically all the questions. Yeah, there's a lot more. I'll say there's a lot more videos I have coming up. A lot more videos along the way. I think one thing I can't wait to get the community tab. I've been saying this so many times in the stream, but it's just annoying because it takes a week to a month for YouTube to put it on the channel, and what that allows them to do is basically almost like text people. So when you pull up YouTube, you almost get like a mini text, or I can post polls, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's just so much more convenient. But I don't know. Once I get that, that'll be good. And then I should reach monetization on this channel, I think within the week. I just cracked over 1,000 subscribers. I'm at about 3,200 watch hours. So I have about 800 watch hours left. And then obviously apply for the monetization program, which basically allows us to monetize these videos and make money from them. So I think once that happens, that will allow me to put more time into this channel. I've actually been putting a lot of time in this channel anyway. But that's when I'll really be able to like grow this channel, really try to get more free VST plugins. And I'll say this too, especially for the people watching now, my biggest goal actually for this channel is to work with a plugin company. My ultimate goal is to basically contact a company, one of those companies that helps make plugins for major artists. And oh, nice, congratulations, that's awesome. Yeah, I hit that. I'm at so right now I have 4 actually YouTube channels. Might as well say this and then I'll jump back to what I was saying. Like I actually have 4 YouTube channels, which is it's a lot, but I love making videos, honestly. And my first channel, Mark Facera, which is basically my music and also my other entertainment videos. I actually cover and I do a lot of life vlogs, like nightclubs, celebrity parties, entertainment events. That one has about 25,000 subscribers, a little bit less than 25,000. And so that one obviously has been monetized for years now. And then this one obviously is kind of my newest channel that I'm really focusing on to get to that point so that way I can make, more money and more videos and kind of recycle that back into the business. But one thing I really want to do, and I don't know how this would work, obviously there's so many like little things going on when you do this. My ultimate goal actually is to work with a plugin company and make a free VST plugin. I think that'd be really, really cool. I think it'd be cool to kind of be like, hey, here's a plugin that I made along with a company, right? Because I the coding that goes into making some of these plugins is a lot, but it would be awesome to be able to be like, hey, there's a plugin that you can actually download for free, almost like a free VST Plugin Detective branded free VST that I promote, saying, hey, download this plugin for free. I helped make it and pay for it and worked with a company to create it, but it's 100% free and it does something. I don't know what it would be because that's one thing I was thinking about. Like what if I had to make a free plugin, what would be like the use of it? Like what would I want? So I'd have to kind of think about that. Like what's a plugin that I'd actually use in my own music that I think would help a lot of other people too. You know what I mean? That's something I've been kind of like thinking about. So I don't know. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I mean, this probably wouldn't be for a long time, but the way I look at it is with YouTube growing, it would be really interesting if, like I said, I did get contacted by a plugin company. And at some point, I know once this channel gets even bigger than, obviously I'm only at, I think, 1.2 K right now. But once this channel gets, thousands of subscribers, I know it's going to be common for plugin companies to contact me to review their plugins. So it would be cool during those conversations if I said, hey, would you ever be interested in making a free plugin completely for free along with me, where we kind of work together to kind of figure something like that out? I think it'd be really cool. So, oh, really? See, that's what I'd want to do. But my thing that I don't know if it's free or not, but that's one thing I really want to stress. I'd want it to be free. I think it'd be almost hypocritical if I make, obviously I have this channel, I review tons of free plugins, and then I release a plugin and say, hey, it's only $30. Yeah, maybe it's only $30, but WTF, Yeah, I mean, and that makes it, like, I'm not hating on anybody that makes their own plugin and charges for it, because I can imagine, I don't even know how much it would cost to make a plugin. Probably a lot, if you want to be honest. I don't even know, especially if it's going to be good too. I don't want to release a plugin that is going to suck, obviously. So I don't even know the amount of money that would go into it. But again, if I could maybe sometimes try to work with some type of thing, it probably would be a download gate. I think would work best if I said to like a company saying, hey, I have this big following. If you make a free VST plugin with me, we can make it that they have to subscribe to your channel or they have to give you their email. And then that way, oh, actually, yeah. So I actually already reviewed the BDRMR. I actually have that on this channel, actually. The BDRMR actually, I think, is a really, really good one because that has, in my opinion, the biggest amount of sample packs for any free VST percussion plugin. Let me see if I can find that video. Yeah, that's a really good one. I forgot to mention that. It's fun now at this point. I've been reviewing so many plugins that sometimes I forget them a little bit. Yeah, so that's my video review of it. That's an awesome percussion plugin, honestly. The only thing is for African sounds, I know some people have asked about that. Any type of like foreign, I'd say foreign, I'd say maybe world music, I think is a better way to word that. Any world music sound, I don't know if that's the best one for. I like that one a lot for hip hop, trap, a lot of trap samples in there, and any type of electronic style, production. But yeah, but that'd be cool. I mean, maybe in the future, again, I do really want to make my own free VST plugin. But that's one thing I have to think about is I don't know. I think I'd want it to be some type of effect, and I'd want to basically fill the void of any type of free VST plugin category that hasn't been filled yet, right? Because if you think about it, there's pretty much free VST plugins now for anything. I mean, I think you can even download free DAWs now. Honestly, yeah, there are free DAWs that you could download all these plugins and you can make songs. I even made one song. I've been obviously reposting this video a lot, but I made an entire song from scratch using only free VST plugins. So there are a lot of really good ones out there, actually. But I think that's one thing I'd have to think about is what is like a style or category or type of plugin that I think that is not, you know, that's not as well produced, and someone needs to make a better plugin or just come up with something new. Come up with like a new plugin that does something completely that no one's ever seen before and have it be free. That would actually be really cool. Like, it would be kind of like badass to make like the next Serum or one of those crazy popular plugins and purposely make it free, but make it like insane. Like this crazily well-made plugin that's just given away free. And then again, I think the only way I could get away with that with another company is to have like a download gate saying, hey, you could get 10,000 new emails on your email list, which might actually be very, very more lucrative to you, or will be hopefully more lucrative to you by giving away for free. That's why a lot of companies use like download gates and stuff like that. I think that's the only way that could work. But I don't know. But that's the ultimate goal. That's the ultimate goal on this channel. So I think on that note, I'm gonna end the live stream. I'm actually gonna be filming more videos today. A lot of filming to do, a lot of stuff to do. I do want to give a huge shout out though to who told me about the free ozone. I'm trying to scroll with it. Oh yeah, Bagonzo. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Bongonzo? Is it Bongonzo? Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. But huge shout out. Thank you so much again for telling me about that. The ozone is free. I'm gonna repost the link again. So I suggest to everybody definitely pick it up. Unfortunately, for some reason, it is only in America, and I don't know why. That's really annoying because I know I have followers from all around the world, so it sucks. Hopefully there's a way around that. I think for also legal reasons too. I don't even know if I can even suggest workarounds because I know sometimes I've heard of YouTubers getting in some trouble by suggesting like, oh, use a VPN. I mean, I've even heard of some YouTubers getting in trouble for talking about like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and it's like, I don't know. Yeah, let me pull this link up again. So definitely check out Isotope Ozone 9 for free. I actually might do a video on that today and re-upload it just because that's really cool. Why is this going so slow? There we go. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the live stream takes up a lot of RAM. For some reason, Google Chrome takes up a decent amount of RAM, and then obviously I'm running my webcam. My Yeti really doesn't do too much, but a lot of RAM. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. A solid first live stream. Honestly, I appreciate everyone kind of stopping by. I know it's kind of impromptu, but I want to give a huge shout out and say thank you to everybody who's liked, commented, shared, watched, all that kind of stuff, interacted based with all my videos. It's really cool because, again, in the beginning, in case you didn't know, and I kind of finished off the video with this, in order to make money off a YouTube channel, you have to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. I actually knew I could get the 4,000 watch hours. I was like, okay, when I start on this channel, I'm like, okay, I know if I post enough videos, I know eventually it will get there because a lot of people watch them and blah, 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 blah. But I honestly wasn't sure about the 1,000 subscribers. I was like, I don't even know. It's such a specific thing that I'm doing about the free VST plugins. So I'm really glad that this kind of channel has grown into this, and that, it's cool that this community is now already kind of starting of people sharing plugins, sharing information, and helping a lot of musicians out, especially with a lot of people stuck inside, especially right now at the time of the stream. Everyone's stuck indoors. A lot of musicians are making music, so they're trying to make the best out of, a bit of a negative situation. But obviously funds are tight, especially a lot of people not being at work. Funds are extremely tight, and that's why it's cool to basically make so many of these videos to really help a lot of musicians saying, hey, doesn't matter about money because here are a bunch of free plugins that you can get download, you can use, obviously all the cliche line that I say of reviewing, testing out, and demonstrating all the best free VST plugins out there. It's been cool to see this kind of channel grow. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. Huge shout out to the first 1,000 subscribers of this channel. We're going to be growing a lot more. And again, I'll say, stay tuned for a lot more videos. I'm going to be uploading daily as much as I can. Also, I have so much other work going on because I'm also working on my own music. I have a bunch of new releases going on. I'm actually working on my next full-length album, which can be close to 30 tracks. So that's a whole, that's a project I'll probably talk about a little bit in the future because it's taken me a couple years to finish up this new album/musical project idea that I'm working on. So a lot of big stuff in the way. But thank you to everybody, and stay tuned for those uploads. We're going to be daily uploading as much as I can. So it's going to be a lot. But thank you to everybody for watching. And try to end the